name is Fang Yan. I will be presenting the introduction of two companies, ABM Fujiya Berhad and APM Automotive Holdings Berhad. ABM Fujiya Berhad was founded in 2003 and is headquartered in Kuching, Sarawak. The company focuses mainly on the manufacturing of automotive and industry batteries. Besides producing batteries, ABM is also involved in marketing, trading, and retailing batteries, lubricants, and other automotive-related products. Its operations are located in Kuching, where the main battery plant and new Fuyan energy plant are based, as well as in Kota Kinabalu, which handles sales and distribution. The company produces automotive batteries, motorcycle batteries, and industrial or standby power batteries. ABM has strong presence in Eastern Malaysia, and export sales made up more than 45% of its revenue in 2024. In recent years, the company has been expanding new production lines, upgrading machinery, and increasing automation, and is also introduced EFB battery production, which supports the growing demand for modern vehicles. Next, APM Automotive Holdings Berhad is one of Malaysia's major automotive components manufacturers. It was established in 1975 and is headquartered in Port Klang, Selangor. APM has several main business divisions: the suspension division, the interior and plastic division, and the electrical and heat exchange division. Its key products include seating system, plastic interior and exterior components, HVAC and cooling system, and various automotive electrical parts. The company has several thousand employees and exports its products to Asian countries, Australia, Europe, and the United States. APM also operates overseas plants in Indonesia, Vietnam, and Australia, which helps strengthen its global market presence. In recent years, APM has focused on automation, digitalization, R&D for EV-related components, and improving sustainability through waste reduction and cleaner operations.
Hi everyone, my name is Joy Lim Hui Sin and my metric number is 312831. Today I will present about the part liquidity ratio. First, liquidity ratio is a type of financial ratio that is used to determine the ability of a firm to meet its short-term obligations with the help of current assets or quick assets. This ratio can help an enterprise to determine if he has enough cash at hand to pay oncoming bills. Next, it can measure a company's ability to pay its short-term liabilities using its current assets. It can also help investors to determine if a company can maximize the current assets on balance sheet to meet its current debt payments due within a year. To calculate the current ratio, the formula current assets divide the current liabilities are used. Next, the current ratio of ABM Fujiya Berhad shows 0.94 and APM Automotive Holdings Berhad show 2.47 in 2023. This indicates that APM was much in a better position in 2023. However, ABM did not have enough current assets and he may face difficulties in paying short-term debts. For APM, the company is in a strong liquidity position with more than double the assets needed to settle the short-term debts. This is a good financial safety margin. In the year 2024, the current ratio of ABM Fujiya Berhad showed 2.03 and APM Automotive Holdings Berhad showed 2.52. For ABM, the liquidity has improved significantly, which indicates strong short-term financial stability and better working capital management. For APM, the liquidity of the company remains strong and slightly improved. The company continues to maintain stable working capital management and able to meet short-term obligations easily. After that, quick ratio is used to measure a company's ability to pay its short-term liabilities using only its most liquid assets. It can also evaluate the strength of a company's cash position. The quick ratio shows how well the company can pay its short-term debts without needing to sell inventory. To calculate the quick ratio, the formula of quick assets divide current liabilities is used. The quick ratio of ABM Fujiya Berhad in 2023 is 0.59 and 0.56 in 2024. ABM have an insufficient liquid asset to cover its short-term obligations without relying on inventory. In 2024, the quick ratio decreased slightly and the company became more dependent on selling inventory or obtaining short-term financing to settle current liabilities. Next, the quick ratio of APM Automotive Holdings Berhad in 2023 is negative 0.66 and negative 0.17 in 2024. This indicates that quick liabilities are higher than quick assets, or the company has no meaningful quick assets. In 2024, the ratio has improved, but it remains very poor. The company continues to struggle to meet short-term financial commitments.
Hi everyone, my name is Jamjape and my metric number is 312734. And I will be presenting the activity ratio comparison for APM Fujiya Berhad and APM Automotive Holding Berhad. Activity ratios measure how efficiently a company uses its resources to generate revenue. They show how well management utilizes total assets and accounts receivable in order to support business operations. A higher activity ratio indicates better operational efficiency and faster conversion of assets into sales. In this analysis, we focus on two activity ratios, that is total asset turnover TAT and account receivable turnover ART. The total asset turnover ratio measures how efficiently a company uses its total asset to generate revenue. The higher the ratio, the more effectively the company converts assets into sales. Based on the table and graph, APM Fujiya Berhad recorded a ratio of 0.31 in 2023 and 0.37 in 2024, showing slight improvement in asset utilization. This means that in 2024, the company generated 37 cents of revenue for every 1 ringgit of asset. Meanwhile, APM Automotive Holding Berhad recorded a much higher ratio of 94 cents in 2023 and 91 cents in 2024. Although there was a small decline, APM consistently outperformed APM Fujiya in both years. This indicates that APM Automotive is more efficient in converting assets into revenue, demonstrating stronger operational performance and better management of resources. The account receivable turnover ratio measures how efficiently a company collects cash from its credit customer. A higher ratio indicates quicker collection and stronger cash flow. As shown in the table and graph, APM Fujiya Berhad recorded a ratio of 1.63 in 2023, which declined slightly to 1.53 in 2024, indicating slower collection of receivable and weaker credit control. However, APM Automotive Holding Berhad had significantly higher results, 6.58 in 2023 and 6.80 in 2024, showing fast and consistent receivable collection. Therefore, APM Automotive demonstrates greater efficiency in converting credit sales into cash, resulting in healthier working capital and stronger liquidity. In conclusion, APM Automotive Holding Berhad performed better overall in terms of activity ratio compared to APM Fujiya Berhad. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Chan Li Yu and my metric number is 312314. Today I present the profitability analysis of APM Fujiya Berhad and APM Automotive Holding Berhad, focusing on two key profitability ratios: profit margin on sales and return on common shareholder equity. These ratios are useful because they help us evaluate how efficiently each company operates and how well they generate return for their shareholders. Profitability ratio shows how well a company generates profit and whether it can sustain long-term operation. In this analysis, we look at margin ratio, profit from sales, return ratio, return generated from equity. Together, they give a clearer picture of financial strength. Profit margin shows how much profit is earned from each ringgit of sales after deducting direct costs. Higher margin means better cost control. Lower margin suggests weaker efficiency. The formula of profit margin on sales is net income divided by net sales. For APM Fujiya Berhad, profit margin dropped from 0.02 in 2023 to 0.01 in 2024. This means APM earned less profit per ringgit and likely face higher cost or weaker operational efficiency. For APM Automotive Holding Berhad, profit margin stays stable at 0.01 for both years. This shows consistent cost control and stable performance. Compared to APM handled its cost structure better. ROCE measures how much return the company generates for ordinary shareholders. Positive ROCE means profit. Negative value indicate losses. It shows how effectively equity is used. The ROCE formula is net income minus preferred dividend and divided by average common shareholder equity. For ABM, ROCE was negative 0.46 in 2023 and dropped sharply to negative 1.27 in 2024. Both are negative, showing losses, and the larger drop indicates serious financial pressure and weaker performance. For APM, ROCE was negative 0.02 in 2023 and improved slightly to negative 0.01 in 2024. ROCE for APM is still negative. The losses were very small and stable. Compared to APM performed much better. Overall, APM showed more stable profitability and better control over costs. APM experienced a decline in both profit margin and ROCE, showing weaker financial performance in 2024. In conclusion, APM demonstrated stronger and more consistent financial health compared to ABM. APM maintained steady margin and slightly improved ROCE, while ABM performed deteriorated sharply. That is all for my presentation, and thank you.
Good afternoon to Dr. and my groupmate. My name is Nancy Lee and my metric number is 312393. Today I'm going to present the part of leverage ratio. So this ratio is an important financial metric that can measure the level of debt a company has relative to its asset or equity. So we use this ratio to assess the financial risk of a company, particularly its ability to meet its debt obligation. And it can show the balance between debt and equity, helping investors and managers understand the level of financial risk and the efficiency of using borrowed capital to generate profit. First, let's look at the debt to asset ratio. This ratio simply defines how much debt a company carries compared to the total value of the asset it owns. It calculates as total liabilities divided by total assets, and it is a key indicator of a company's financial stability. A lower ratio generally indicates a more financially stable position. Based on the data, ABM Fujian Berhad had a ratio of 0.69 to the ratio of 1 in 2023, which slightly improved to 0.65 to the ratio of 1 in 2024. This means that in 2024, 65 cents of every ringgit of assets was financed by debt. In contrast, ABM Automotive Holding Berhad showed a significantly lower reliance on debt, with a ratio of 0.3 to the ratio of 1 in 2023, which increased to 0.37 to the ratio of 1 in 2024. So as a comparison, APM Automotive Holding Berhad is much less leveraged in terms of asset compared to APM Fujian Berhad. Now we're going to talk about debt to equity ratio. This ratio is a calculation of a company's total liabilities and shareholder equity that evaluates its reliance on debt, and it helps to measure of the degree to which a company is financing its operation with debt rather than its own resources. As the data show, ABM Fujian Berhad had a high ratio of 2.18 to the ratio of 1 in 2023, which dropped to 1.82 to the ratio of 1 in 2024. Despite the improvement, this still means that for every ringgit of equity, there is still have 1 ringgit 82 cents in debt, a high reliance on external financing. For APM Automotive Holding Berhad consistently shows a much stronger position, with a ratio of 0.43 to the ratio of 1 in 2023, rising to 0.59 to the ratio of 1 in 2024. For every ringgit of equity, APM has only 59 cents of debt in 2024. In summary, based on both leverage ratios, APM Automotive Holding Berhad is clearly the less financially risky company, utilizing significantly less debt relative to both its asset and its equity than APM Fujian Berhad. Thank you.
I will now present the key suggestions for ABM Fujian Berhad and APM Automotive Holdings Berhad. For ABM Fujian, the first suggestion is to maximize the use of the Fuyang energy plant. Increasing production output and using more automation can help reduce unit costs and improve product consistency. Second, ABM should strengthen its cash flow management. This includes the tightening credit terms, flowing up on late payment, and improving receivable collection to maintain stable cash flow operations. Third, the company should expand its international market reach by exploring more countries, joining international trade events, and working with additional distributors. APM can diversify its revenue and reduce reliance on a single market. Fourth, APM needs to enhance cost management, negotiating better raw material prices, improving supply chain coordination, and lowering logistics costs will help increase profit margins. Lastly, ABM should improve sustainability by reducing waste, adopting cleaner manufacturing methods, and strengthening ESG performance to build better reputation locally and globally. For APM Automotive, the first suggestion is to improve operational efficiency. Reducing idle time, streamlining workflow, and performing regular equipment checks can lower production costs and boost productivity. Second, APM should strengthen R&D, especially for EV-related and smart vehicle components. This helps the company stay competitive as the industry shifts towards electric mobility. Third, APM can better control raw material and operating costs by negotiating long-term supply contracts and improving inventory control to reduce waste. Fourth, APM should expand its export market by attending international automotive events, collaborating with more overseas distributors, and promoting its brand globally. Finally, APM can improve sustainability practice, such as reducing waste, increasing recycling, and adopting cleaner technologies to enhance both environmental performance and company image.